Welcome everyone at Dutch Data Science Week Real Time, a talk show setting where we discuss Dutch Data Science Week and the activities with one or two of the presenters. And I'm joined here by Henk Griffioen and Stijn Tonk. And you just finished the Analytics Translator breakfast session this morning. Henk, what have you discussed this morning?
We basically discussed the role of the Analytics Translator. So what does an Analytics Translator do, and what kind of characteristics does an Analytics Translator have?
Analytics Translator is quite a new function, new job title. What does it entail?
I think it's the bridge between data experts and the business. It's been introduced by McKinsey a few years ago, and I think we're now introducing it here in the Dutch market.
Okay, and why was it introduced?
There's always a gap between the business with their wants and then technology and data, the people there, the experts, and what they are working on. We basically want to have a bridge between those.
Great. And what kind of elements were part of this morning's agenda, Stijn?
Yeah, we try to make the session as interactive as possible. So we shared some of our own vision regarding the Analytics Translator, but we also wanted to hear from the room what the idea of the people is about this role and if it's already used within their organizations. Yeah. So we tried to make it really interactive. So what we did, we introduced a couple of statements that we discussed with the room, to learn a bit more about what their vision is also of the Analytics Translator.
Yeah, you had about 25 people in the room. What kind of percentage of the participants already had Analytics Translators in their organizations?
So yeah, I think quite a few, but it's more a diffuse thing right now, right? So we're introducing this really as a role, but of course the things that this person does, the Analytics Translator does, is already being done, of course, within several of the organizations of people that were there. So
without knowing it often is already part of someone's role.
Yeah, so it's quite interesting. Some people come up to us and say, hey, I'm already actually an Analytics Translator. So it's really cool that you guys are now giving it a name and that it's really becoming an important profession, so to speak.
Yeah, very good. And what kind of viewpoints did you hear from the attendees, Henk?
I think it was really interesting to see that, of course, this is not a new problem that we have, the gap between tech and business, but that it's been there already, and especially in traditional industries, but we're also really solving it.
Yeah. And the work of the Analytics Translator, is that focused mostly on the first part of a data science project like ideation, or is the broader role?
I think they're there for the whole project. So they're at the beginning with ideation, but also during experimentation and scale it out over the whole business.
Yeah. What kind of phases do you recognize during such a project?
The first phase is ideation, where you want to come up with an idea and find the use case to work on. Then you have to validate that idea, that's experimentation. Once you have a good idea that's being validated, where's value, you scale out to the business, and that's what we call industrialization.
Cool. Stijn, what kind of knowledge and expertise does an Analytics Translator need? What kind of capabilities?
Again, so that's it depends on the interpretation of the role. And so what we see now happening is that some organizations are already introducing what we then call the Analytics Translator, but some are also introducing what they call business translators. And so there are different aspects to these types of translators. So some will really come from a technical background. We'll have maybe a background in data science, maybe engineering, and then move more towards building products and driving that process. But on the other hand, you also have people coming from the business and that think, okay, I see all of this technology popping up. How can I learn about it and then leverage it within my organization? So it's a really diverse set of backgrounds where these people can come from.
Yeah. And how early are we with this role in the Dutch market? Is it more about creating the awareness, or are you already training people to become an Analytics Translator?
Yeah. So I think we're still at the beginning, but there are some organizations who are really embracing this role. So organizations like ING are really already thinking about how to bring the Analytics Translator and business translators to their organization. They're already training people. Some other organizations are also making a start, but for some it's still relatively unknown. But we're at the beginning, I would say.
So there's a long way ahead, but today during Dutch Data Science Week, we made a good step.
Yeah. First step in the right direction,
Yeah.
I would say. Yeah.
What's next?
So tomorrow we have also a training, analytics translator training. So of course, from Go Data Driven, we have an academy. We provide a lot of different trainings and services. We always traditionally did engineering, data science trainings, but now we also have an analytics translator training.
Yeah.
So tomorrow will be our first, give people a first taste of this training. So yeah.
Exciting.
Yeah.
Henk, Stijn, thanks for joining this session of Real Time.
Yeah, thank you
And
very
good luck
much.
with the training tomorrow.
Thank you.